All right, looks like we're live. Okay, let's see. Let me make sure that YouTube is caught up with me. Nope, not yet. There it is. There it is. The YouTube is telling me that I'm live. What's up, people? What's up? What's up? What's going on? Appreciate y'all dropping in. Yo, you know what the crazy thing is? I just scheduled this live stream like what 5 minutes ago, and it's already like 5 people waiting to watch this live stream. So I rock with y'all. Y'all are the real MVPs out here. So appreciate y'all dropping in out of nowhere. I see Joe is already out there in the cut. What's up, Joe? How you doing, man? Good to see you. Hopefully you're doing well. But Joe is not alone because there's other people out there. But I appreciate y'all lurking in the shadows. But yeah, I'm gonna spend a few minutes today talking about the first look at iOS 19 via our good friend John Prosser and Front Page Tech. Dennis Carlson is in the building. What's up, Dennis? How you doing, man? Good to see you. Hopefully you're doing well, man. What's going on with you? But apparently, I mean, I don't know why this is any surprise to me, but Mark Gurman and John Prosser are still beefing, yo. They still beefing, yo. They still beefing because the reason why John actually made this video is because of what happened when he made his initial iOS 19 video. Gurman tried to talk his talk. He's like, yo, they got the wrong thing. Actually, let me just show y'all what the hell. Let me just show y'all what he said. Like, what am I doing? Oh, let me just show y'all what he said. Whoop. So there's a Gurman out here trying to crap on Prosser. Gurman said iOS 19 mentioned floating around art representative of what we'll see at WWDC. They look to be based on either very old builds or vague descriptions, missing key features. Expect more from Apple in June. Regardless, mock-ups, real or not, are always excited for Apple watchers. And I think that's the main thing, right? You know, John puts out the leak because people watch. And they have been doing that for years. So why wouldn't he put the leaks out, right? But the shade out here is just like, whoo, the shade is crazy, yo. The shade is crazy. So Prosser, as he is wont to do, made an update video yesterday. So this is part of the update video, and I'll just go ahead and keep playing it real quick here. So as he said, he took it personally. So now you have to make an update video with a more updated presentation of what iOS 19 will look like. So the first thing that you will notice here, well, that's not it. That's not it. Here we go, right here. Boom. First thing you notice right here, right? Rounded icons. So if you pull out your iPhone currently, let me see if I can check to show y'all what's going on here. I can show y'all on my iPhone. Pull out your iPhone currently here and take a looky look here. Oh, they probably found. You will see. I forgot. I don't have my Sony camera no more, so I don't know how this shows up. But those icons are they're rounded, but they're not circular. They're squared off. So they're kind of square. They're not circular. But if you look at the icons here on this mock-up, they're kind of circled off. And that is just part of the new presentation of iOS. But if we play this video further, obviously that's the control center, more rounded, things like that. We know that. All right, here we go. So now we got a new control setup for Apple Music and other parts of the OS. If you go to Apple Music today, you know, things look a little different. It doesn't have that button at the bottom there, as it relates to what it looks like a app button. I don't know what that button is, but it's not there. Like this button right here, this thing, this is not here. This is not a thing. And you got a search bar. So apparently, you got a search bar down there. Now you do have a search bar at the bottom. Actually, no. In the current iPhone, your search bar is at the top here. I didn't realize. I don't know if y'all can see this since I'm like not even fully expanded here, but the search bar is at the top of Apple Music, right? So now they moved the search bar to the bottom of Apple Music. So you got that going on. And then you got icons. Let me go back to y'all. I don't know if y'all caught that. But then you got these icons or whatever. You can move back and forth depending on how you want to navigate. Like here it comes, right there. Boom. You move the library icon. You saw that? Y'all saw that? Let's probably pause on that. Here you go. Boom. Right there. So apparently you see the library icon popped up now. So you got that whole situation going on down there. So that's interesting, right? That is very, very interesting. And a new setup for iOS 19 coming in here pretty soon. Let's see. and then we keep playing the video, you got new camera setup, right? So now you got the bigger icons in the camera app, and you got the focal length here as the doggies in the middle. So I think this is probably going to make for a better camera app experience because the buttons are bigger. Because if you open up the camera app currently, um, they're not as centered. They're kind of towards the bottom of the iPhone, and they're not as centered as they are in the new iOS 19. So that's pretty cool. And we keep playing the video here. And yeah, that's just part of iOS 19. But obviously, the big part of iOS 19 is the fact that it's going to be a more translucent experience, which means it's going to look a lot more like Apple Vision OS or Vision OS. I don't know why I say Apple Vision, but Apple or Vision OS. It's going to look a lot like it's going to look a lot more like Vision OS, and it's going to be more translucent, more transparent, different things like that. So that's what Apple is moving to, and I think it looks better. I think Vision OS works pretty well. So all of this is coming at WWDC because clearly Apple has to put lipstick on a pig because they cannot get their AI offerings together. And here John Prosser goes out and talks about what the timeline for what he unveiled back in January or March, whatever, to what he's unveiling now and different things like that, and how things are gonna look more like Vision OS. So yeah. What up, Lobo? Lobo said kind of a letdown for the rounded icons. I don't really know if I care about the icons. Again, most of this stuff is all basically cosmetic. I mean, who cares? Like, just cosmetic, right? And then he throws the shade at Gurman, because Gurman threw the shade at him, so he throws the shade at Gurman. Y'all know how they just keep fighting. That's the war that will never end. They're both kind of petty, so it is what it is. But hey, that's what they want to do. That's what they want to do. But yeah, you're looking at what John thinks will be the new iOS. And I think there have been a lot of rumors now that have stated that iOS 19 is going to be a visual redesign, and it's going to look a lot like Vision OS moving forward. And I mean, if that's what Apple wants to do, that's cool. Again, it's kind of like putting lipstick on a pig because the biggest improvements that Apple needs to make still are in AI with Siri and Apple Intelligence. But that stuff is not ready right now. So now we got to deal with this cosmetic redo. So, or cosmetic overhaul, whatever. So hey, it is what it is. And I don't know how much of a video I can actually show without getting copyright. Not that I know John wouldn't copyright me, but I'm just still, I don't know if YouTube's going to flag this live as like being a content ID because I'm showing all this video. We'll try to cut through. Let's see. Let me cut through some of the more important stuff. Also, there's going to be some new animations in the iOS. So we'll have to look out for that. Let me fast forward here to the new animations, apparently. So yeah, that doesn't care. Come one of the new animations. Yeah, so you got the little tug animation going on. So that's one of the new animations, I guess, that you'll get. Hey, Gwendolyn G, long time no talk. How you doing? How you doing, Gwendolyn? Hopefully you're doing well. Appreciate you doing here. Appreciate you being here. Hopefully you're all good. Oh, I know if there isn't again. I know John personally. I know John doesn't care if I play his video. He doesn't give a damn. Hell, it's more publicity for him. He don't care. But YouTube would care because YouTube content IDs everything. So YouTube might care. I know he won't care, but YouTube will care. So I ain't trying to deal with all that drama. Not that it really matters anymore, but still. But anyway, yeah, we got new animation. We got a new looking OS and different things of that nature. And now this is how we're gonna look. So let me go forward into the video here. Let's see. Okay, so yeah, I'm not worried about Apple. I'm not worried about Apple at all. It is what it is. All right, so this looks like the old stuff. Let me keep going here. Okay, so we go here. So okay, so this looks like more the newer stuff. So let me play it from here. So again, that looks like the new stuff. So everything seems like it's more rounded and things like that. But we don't even know how the new iPhone's gonna look. So some of this might look different compared to how the actual iPhone looks. But this will be iOS 19 with that rounded icon, the translucent backdrops, and different things of that nature. So yeah. What we got? All right, let me make sure. Do we have? Can we keep going? Can we go further here? Okay, now there's a sponsor spot. Let me skip that. Sorry, John. Love you for giving your sponsor spot. All right. Lobo said you got to be careful with the Apple ninjas. I ain't worried about Apple. Joe said the new iPhone is gonna look expensive. Yeah, I'm not gonna rehash that. We already talked about that on Friday night, so I'm not even talk about that. But yeah, the iPhone probably not going to be cheap this year. They're all going up in price probably because of the tariff. So let me go back up there. All right, let me keep playing this video. All right, you got this setup down there with App Store and the new display again. All right, let me. Okay, and then you got the shimmer. He says it's going to be a shimmer with the bottom right icon. And he says this is going to happen depending on how you move the phone. So if you tilt the phone one way or another, you're going to get this shimmer effect. So that's pretty interesting. Again, a little cosmetic tweak, nothing major, but yeah, I mean that's cool. I mean, if you pay attention to the details like that, that could be cool. I can see how that could be cool. But yeah. Before I go any further here, let me go back to full blast here quick. Before I go any further, hey, Michael Pepper, what up, bro? How you doing? Michael Pepper says, Michael Pepper said, maybe they'll bring back landscape orientation for the home screen for the larger iPhones. You know, that would make sense, but I don't know. Apple's weird, man. Some stuff they bring back, some stuff they don't bring back. Apple's very weird. Who the hell knows? I don't know. But again, like I said, before I go any further here, your boy would appreciate if you guys are willing and able to donate to help support your boy here. The link is there in the chat if you are willing and able to donate via PayPal. Again, you do have the option of super chat as well, but I would prefer that you use PayPal because I get the money quicker and I get more of it. And I kind of hurt right now about to be truthful with y'all. If I don't find like $40 pretty soon, my phone's gonna get turned off. So that sucks. So if you guys can donate anything, no matter how big, no matter how big, how small, it'll be greatly appreciated. I actually had a job interview today, so I think it went pretty well, pretty quick, but we'll see if anything comes of it. I thought it was a pretty decent interview, so we'll see. But yeah, trying to get things moving on that front. But again, if you guys can help your way out with any donation, that would be greatly appreciated. Link is there in the chat. All right, let's go back to the video and keep it moving here. So we're going back to the shimmer. All right, so let's keep it playing here. Let's see what else you got for here. So the shimmer effect, that's pretty cool. And then keep playing it. Are we gonna move? All right, we can go back to the design. All right, come on. Okay, there he goes. All right, and then here we go back to the design. Control panel, we know that. Okay, I don't know if that's like a different control panel or a new control panel. I don't know. Okay, so look, everything looks more rounded in the control center, more rounded than it was before. Nothing special, nothing new per se. But anyway, it kind of looks more clean to me, even though it's basically just more rounded. It does look more clean. So, yeah. I mean, cool. It is what it is. Again, it doesn't really address the major issue with Apple and their software, but it's a nice little new stuff going on. Man, it is what it is. Cool. All right, let's see. So yeah, he's showing off more of the OS, different things like that. Let me see anything else here. Coming up to the end of the video. But yeah, you can move icons around. I don't know if you can do that now. If that's the thing, but yeah, now you can move around the icons on the bottom there. So that's pretty cool. Kind of more like Android. I do find it kind of hilarious that iOS is becoming more and more like Android every day. Like it's not completely Androidified yet, but we're like getting there, We're getting to the holy Android grail here, bro. So we're getting to the holy Android girl here. But yeah. So yeah. Again, they're showing off that little animation again, where it comes up when you toggle different things of that nature and whatnot. So that's interesting. Again, like I said, most of the stuff is just basically cosmetic stuff, man. Nothing in this thing is major. And real quick, Anton talking about Mark Gurman not happy about the leak. Mark Gurman, of course he's not happy because John Prosser beating him to a punch or whatever. But Mark Gurman doesn't make video. Mark Gurman does blogs and write. So he can't do this the way John Prosser does it. So it is what it is. What's up, Antron? How you doing, man? Good to see you. Hopefully you're doing well. Appreciate you being here. Oh, that was the same person. Never mind. I'm tripping. But yeah, Mark Gurman writes blogs. So, I mean, it is what it is. But let me go ahead and finish up this video. Make sure we're not missing anything else. Again, unless Apple can come up with some type of significant improvement or advancement in the field of AI, all of this is just window dressing, basically. This is window dressing. It is what it is. And yeah, I guess that is that iOS 19. I think that is that it. Let's see anything else going on. Yeah, I think that was the general gist of the video. Yeah, that's general gist. Okay. So yeah, that's pretty much what that is. All right. So yeah, let me know in the chat what are your thoughts on this redesign of iOS 19. Let me know if you guys are excited about having a more Vision OS more of a Vision OS look to it. Let me know how y'all feel about that. Are you on board? Are you not on board? Let me know, man. Let me know what's going on. Joe said he liked some HomeKit improvements. Yeah, I mean, that would be nice. That would definitely be nice for sure. But it's just like, I don't know. I feel like Apple, I've talked about this before, how I feel like Apple is just not really focused on HomeKit that much. I mean, yeah, we have a HomeKit app, but how often have they made any upgrades and improvements to it? Nah, not too often. So I don't know. All right, Antron said, fact, just a new paint job on iOS, but they still behind on innovation. Yep. That's the big problem. The cosmetic changes are fine. I mean, they're cute and cuddly, but they don't address the elephant in the room. And the elephant in the room is Apple being so far behind on artificial intelligence. That is the elephant in the room. And until they address the elephant in the room, I don't know how much any of this stuff actually matters. It doesn't even matter. So, yeah, it's whatever. But yeah, that was a little look of iOS 19. If you can go to the Front Page Tech YouTube channel and watch the video in its entirety and with all the sounds and the music and things like that. If you want to, I would recommend that you do that to get a better idea of what's coming. Y'all know John, the good friend of mine. He's been on the channel many, many times. So, always love the work that he does. Even though these days I find myself trying to stay away from leaks more and more. But, oh, you got to give some love to John every now and then, because he does good work over there. Even though leaks are leaks, but he does good work. So shout out to my man John Prosser for doing that good work, and yeah, that's what's going on, man. That's what's going on. If you guys have any questions or comments about iOS 19 or iPhone in general, feel free to drop them in the chat. Again, I appreciate y'all showing up for this impromptu live stream. Jeff wanted to take a quick look at iOS 19 and with John's video, see what he was talking about. Looking at the new the Vision OS-ish appearance change that iOS 19 going to have and different things like that. I wonder if that's going to extend to watchOS as well. Is watchOS going to get a Vision OS like change? I think that might be a little bit weird for the Apple Watch. So I guess we'll have to see if that's something that they do to try to change the visual look of watchOS. What are we on? watchOS what are we on? watchOS? I don't even which watchOS are we on? I don't even know what watchOS we're on. What watchOS are we on? Let me see. We are currently on watchOS 11. Okay, so yeah. Well, we're on watchOS 10. I'm just on the wait. Oh, nope. I'm tweaking. I'm on watchOS 11 beta, but obviously it's gonna be watchOS 12 at the event. So we'll see if there's anything that Apple does for watchOS 12 here, coming up in June. Michael Pepper says it would be awesome if they bring back 3D touch, implemented into the home screen with press on the app icon. Could allow for a different layer of access to different features. They already had that. I mean, they don't have it how they had it back when it was first announced, but they have that already. If you long press on an app, you get sub features of that app. Like they have that like on there already. So you might want to check that out, my dude. Dennis says, I think they were hoping to buy out some AI system to incorporate into the iPhone, but didn't realize how popular AI had become. Just my 2 cents. I mean, but this is Apple's MO. They are always last to the party because they never want to be feet in first. They want to see how the industry responds to a new thing. And then if the industry responds favorably, or if Apple feels like they can do it better than anybody else that's done it, then they'll put their feet in there. But with this AI situation, they are grossly late. And up until this point, they haven't been able to do it better than other competitors. The other competitors have done it much better than Apple. They're actually embarrassing Apple. And it's looking kind of bad that Apple is this far behind, considering Apple were the first ones into the AI game with Siri. That's what makes this so bad. Apple was literally first with Siri. They were the first one with an AI assistant, the first one with a virtual assistant. And here we are. I think Siri was introduced in 2011. Here we are some 14 years later, and they are just getting curb stomped by the competition, even though they were first to the game. How the hell were you first to the game and now you're getting curb stomped a decade plus later? It's crazy to me. So this has just been an embarrassment all around. And now we got that announcement a couple of weeks ago that they're shuffling their AI leadership to try to get things on the right track and all everything. It's crazy, man. It's absolutely crazy. So I don't know. Antron says, are there any AI features you think they might announce that hasn't come out since last WWDC? I don't think so because again, I think they made that announcement a few weeks ago that they are delaying the more improved theory for like a year or two. So I don't know what else they can come out with that will be anything along that level. I mean, could they come out with some smaller AI tweaks? Maybe, but they are so far behind on their own schedule that they got to figure out getting the things that they already announced last year to work now. Like all the stuff that they talked about at WWDC last year, and very little of it has shown up so far. And here we are almost a year later. Like, that's just bad. No matter how you shake it, it's bad. It's terrible. They need to figure it out and do what they got to do, man. They got to figure it out and do what they need to do with that. All right. Before I let y'all go, just one more time, if you all are willing and able to help your boy out via PayPal, please consider donating via the link right there in the chat. Again, it doesn't matter how big or small your donation is. Every dollar counts, man. As your boy still is on the unemployment block, but trying to get things right here one day at a time. But if you guys can support, please consider it. If you're not, that's fine too. Hey, Brooklyn, very own. Salute to you, bro. How you doing, man? Good to see you. Hopefully you're doing well. I appreciate you being here and hanging out for a few minutes, man. But yeah, I just, man, I told y'all before. I told y'all like a few weeks ago. I don't know what Apple can do at this upcoming WWDC that will make me care about it, because they overpromised last year and underdelivered so underwhelmingly that it's really difficult for me to give a damn about this year's WWDC. But maybe they'll surprise me. I don't know. Maybe they'll surprise me. I mean, they could. I don't know. But I don't have that much hope in Apple at the moment. So, yeah. Not looking good for the home team at the Spaceship and Cupertino. But yeah, man. I don't know. They thought they were on their way with their Apple Intelligence, but that's been a complete disaster. So until they get that fixed, they got nothing. They got nothing, bro. They got nothing. Hey, we got a $4.99 super chat from my man Antron. Thank you for the super chat, man. I appreciate you, dude. Thank you for your donation, man. Again, if you guys are willing and able to donate via the PayPal link, I would definitely appreciate that. But again, thank you for the super chat, Antron, man. Always appreciate you and Coffee Talking and coming in here and hanging out with me on the YouTube, bro. So thank you for being here. But yeah, man. It's just hard to take Apple seriously when they've underwhelmed so badly over the past year. They overpromised and underdelivered, and now I'm just like, all right, so here we are, WWDC 25, and now I'm just like, why should I care? Why should I care? Why should I care? Hey, Dennis, man, you have a good evening, my dude. Hopefully you enjoy your evening. Appreciate you dropping in, my guy. So thank you for that. But yeah, why should I care, Apple? Like, and it's sad coming from me because I'm a hardcore Apple guy, but I'm really asking myself, why should I care? And I think a lot of people that love Apple who are hardcore into them like I am are asking themselves right now, why should we care about WWDC? Okay, why should we care? Like literally, why should we care, bro? Why should we care? I don't know, man. I don't know. But anyway, appreciate y'all hanging out for a few minutes. Thank you for the donation, Antron. Be kind, be safe out there. And I will catch y'all on the social media. Jay Boogie, what's up, bro? You about to get up out of here, man. But I appreciate you dropping in, my guy. I catch y'all on the social media, man. Peace.